Okay, imagine this. You get one wish, just one, for anything in the entire world. What would you pick? Seriously. Well, today we're going to talk about a young king who got that exact chance. And his answer was so surprising it made him one of the wisest people in history.
But first, let me ask you a quick question. What do you think is more precious than all the gold or all the jewels in the world? Keep that in your head, because your answer is right at the heart of this incredible story.
All right, so our story starts with a young guy who has just been given one of the biggest jobs you can imagine. And honestly, he's feeling the pressure. This is where we meet Solomon.
So this is Solomon, and his dad was the famous King David, like a total legend. And now, all of a sudden, it's Solomon's turn to be king of the whole nation. Talk about some big shoes to fill, right?
I mean, you gotta understand how huge this job was. He was responsible for millions of people. It's kind of like if you suddenly became the principal of a school with 1 million students, or the captain of a team with thousands and thousands of players. He must have felt pretty small.
And here's the really cool part. He didn't pretend he had it all figured out. He didn't act all tough and powerful. He actually said, "I am but a little child," admitting he didn't really know what he was doing. And that honesty, that humility, well, that's the key to this whole story.
And because Solomon was so humble, so aware that he needed help, something absolutely incredible happened. This is where the story gets really amazing.
So one night, Solomon's sleeping and he has this incredible dream. In the dream, God shows up and makes him this unbelievable offer. He says, "Ask for whatever you want me to give you."
Whoa, just stop and think about that for a second. If you could wish for literally anything, endless money, the power to fly, to live forever, what would your #1 pick be? So, with the choice of anything in the entire universe, Solomon made his decision. And his answer? It surprised pretty much everyone. Just look at what he didn't ask for. He didn't ask for a long life. He didn't ask for tons of money and jewels. He didn't even ask for power over all his enemies. Instead of all that, he asked for just one thing, an understanding heart.
So what does that even mean, an understanding heart? Well, it's really another word for wisdom. It's the ability to see the difference between what's right and what's wrong, so you can make decisions that are fair and kind for everybody else. He wanted the wisdom to be a good king.
And God, he was so pleased with this choice. You know why? Because it wasn't selfish at all. Solomon wasn't thinking about himself. He was thinking about how he could take care of his people in the best way possible.
And because Solomon made such a selfless choice, the reward he got back was bigger than anything he could have possibly imagined.
And here's how it all went down. It was like a chain reaction. First, Solomon makes that humble choice. That made God so happy that, yep, he gave him the great wisdom he asked for. But then he also threw in all the other stuff, riches and honor, like a giant bonus prize.
So let's look at the list. He got the wise and understanding heart he wanted more than anything. But on top of that, God also gave him incredible riches, honor all over the world, and even the promise of a long life. By choosing the one thing that really mattered, he kind of ended up getting it all.
So Solomon woke up from that dream. And from that day forward, he wasn't just another king. He was on his way to becoming the wisest king the world had ever seen.
And this wasn't some secret. His wisdom became world famous. Seriously, kings and queens from faraway countries traveled for weeks just to hear him speak and learn from his amazing understanding.
And to give you an idea of just how much wisdom we're talking about, it's said that he spoke 3,000 proverbs. A proverb is like a short, clever saying that's packed with a big idea. And he had 3,000 of them. That's a lot of wisdom.
But you know what was most important? His own people could see it. They saw that his decisions were fair and that the wisdom of God was in him. And because of that, they trusted him completely and felt safe with him as their king.
So what's the point? What can we take away from this amazing story today? I mean, why does it still matter?
Well, this story is just packed with lessons for us. It teaches us that being humble, admitting you don't know everything, is actually a strength, not a weakness. It reminds us how important it is to think about other people. And it proves that true wisdom, making kind and fair choices, is the greatest treasure you can ever have.
And I want to leave you with this final thought from Solomon himself. He wrote, "Happy is the man that findeth wisdom. All things thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her." Basically, he's saying nothing you could ever want, not money, not fame, not anything, is as valuable as wisdom. He learned that true happiness comes from making wise choices, So, my question for you is, what's the wisest choice you can make today?